Gonna be straight up with you. This last 3 days have been absolutely crazy. Q just dropped while I was getting prepared for this episode of Woke Societies. Again, I'm Scott. Gonna be doing a crazy episode today. Most of you have probably already heard the news that Jeffrey Epstein was arrested, which it could be the biggest story of the year, to be honest. He is a child sex trafficker. He's a billionaire. He is associated with so many high-ranking people as far as politicians, Hollywood actors, people with wealth, you name it. And this happened over the weekend. I think it happened Saturday night. I was actually still awake and it dropped on my phone. I thought it was fake news when I first saw it, and sure enough, this was real. He got arrested at the airport when he dropped in from France, coming back home from France, and he was arrested in New York. So I'm going to get right into this, guys, and I'm going to go over what he's being charged with, the current situation now, the attacks on Trump, which we knew were coming, all the Q observers. We knew this was going to happen. We knew somehow the media was going to try to tie Trump into Epstein because there's some pictures taken. He did go to some parties with Epstein, but never on his island. You know, Epstein tried to get himself weaved into high-ranking officials and politicians. Obviously, Donald Trump years ago was a real estate mogul, up-and-coming real estate mogul in New York City. You know, so they crossed paths, but we're gonna get into all that. But let's just start with this right now because I want to get this all in here. I'm trying to get these episodes done in a half hour, so let's jump right into it. So Jeffrey Epstein arrested for sex trafficking minors. Billionaire pedophile Jeffrey Epstein was arrested for allegedly sex trafficking dozens of minors in New York and Florida between 2002 and 2005 and will appear in court in New York on Monday, according to 3 law enforcement sources. Several of the billionaire's employees and associates allegedly recruited the girls for Epstein's abuse, and some victims eventually became recruiters themselves, according to law enforcement. The girls were as young as 14, and Epstein knew they were underage, according to details of the arrest and the indictment shared by 2 officials. Guys, what does this sound like? Remember that episode I just did on Nexium? There was women recruiting other girls, and in this case, probably going to find out it's not just girls, it's probably boys too. And this is going to be so much worse than the Nexium case. It's going to blow everyone's minds, and people, I don't think, understand how big this is. Again, he was taken down on Saturday night, was arrested, and the Tribunal report, which has been a great follow, you guys need to follow them. They're getting some updates here. Epstein pleaded not guilty today on all charges. Attorneys representing him have stated opening remarks in New York that there is damning record evidence on Epstein. There is currently an argument to keep him in federal custody pending trial. Quote, poses an extraordinary risk of flight. And right here, Epstein's defense attorney, Reed Weingarten, is arguing double jeopardy and statute of limitations. The brief hearing looks like it is about to come to a close. We should have an outcome pending trial. We should have an outcome pending trial whether to release or for him to stay in federal custody today. Just to give you guys some background, Epstein was arrested back in 2008 for sexually assaulting a 14-year-old. He has a lot of money. He can hire high-powered lawyers, and he only got, I believe, 13 months in jail, and he was on some like watch, maybe like probation watch at his home. It was a slap on the wrist compared to if me or you or anyone else did this, we would have been in prison for years. So he had already gotten in trouble with this for him being interested in young girls. And just to read this real quick, one last sickening remark by Reed, who is Epstein's defense lawyer. There's no statutory rape because there was no penetration. The bail proceedings have been adjourned until Thursday. Epstein will remain in federal custody until then. There will be another hearing today. So guys, you can see how sick this is. This is the defense lawyer. This is what they're going off of right now. There was no penetration, so you can't charge for statutory rape. Guys, he is going down, and he is going to probably throw so many people under the bus because if he gets the full penalty, I think it's 45 years for child trafficking, he's going away for life. He's in his 60s. He's going to die in prison, which is where he should die. But we're gonna see how this is progressing. Again, this story just broke on Saturday. I wanted to wait till today to let the story simmer a little bit, and I wanted to see how many more details could come out. And my phone's blowing up right now because Q just dropped, and I'm going to show you that drop right at the end here. But carrying on here, I'm going to show you. Let's see. So this came out earlier today, this morning. Disgraced sex trafficker Jeffrey Epstein is set to give up the names of individuals who paid for underage sex in return for a maximum prison sentence that will not exceed 5 years. Guys, he doesn't want to go to prison for the rest of his life. He has lawyers that could possibly get him a more lenient charge, I guess, and leaner punishment, but he is going to fold. And Q has been talking about this since Q started posting on 8chan. And for years we were told this is conspiracy theories and it's all fake, it's all lies, we don't know what we're talking about. We got the conspiracy theory thrown in our faces for so long. And guys, it's actually happening. Q has been talking about this for a very long time, mentioning Epstein Island and the Lolita, which is the plane, the jet that Epstein owns. And what he would do is he'd have this jet fly his people of interest that he was buddies with, and he'd have a log of the people that went on his jet. And wouldn't you know, this is what I posted in my Facebook. Epstein's book. And here are just some of the names I have here. Bill Clinton, which we're going to talk about. What a surprise. Him and Epstein, very close buddies. George Mitchell, Michael Bloomberg, Andrew Cuomo, Alec Baldwin, Ralph Fiennes, George Hamilton, Dustin Hoffman, Kevin Spacey. We all know about Kevin Spacey. He's already been nailed for pedophilia on young boys. Courtney Love, let's see, Phil Collins, and a few others. So you have a mix of politicians, Hollywood actors, and other people of influence with wealth. And guys, I've been talking about how Hollywood's linked to all this pedophilia, all this crazy shit. Just like Nexium, you had Hollywood actors involved with that sex cult. And here we go again with Epstein, same kind of thing, except there are politicians involved with this and other high-ranking members of society. Again, guys, this is huge. So Epstein is currently, supposedly, we're waiting for him to fold and drop some names, which are going to be some pretty huge bombs as far as the regard that we're told from mainstream media to hold these people in society in Hollywood in high regard, and we should be like them. And guys, they are complete evil, totally evil, and they're doing these things, and they're being blackmailed, they're being filmed having orgies with children, all this crazy stuff. And they're being filmed and they're being blackmailed, and this is how they keep it quiet. So moving on here, just to give you guys an image of how blatantly obvious these guys were, they were throwing it in our faces. Chelsea Handler is going to be somebody you guys are going to be hearing a lot in the upcoming weeks and months. Chelsea Handler was Epstein's, you can say, handler, and was highly involved with his operation on his island as far as getting the girls, talking to the people like Bill Clinton. She is I guess a main component to all this. So this is just, I posted this on my Facebook page as well. Just take a look. This was, I'm sorry, not Chelsea, Rachel Chandler. Sorry. Let's see. This was her Instagram. She posted pictures. This is supposedly the underground tunnels of this church, of this temple that he had that was built on his island. I'll show you guys a picture of that too. These are bedrooms. And you can see here, what is this screenshot? Some people say sick. Holy shit, I saw this post early, and boom, it's on Q's post. People know who Q are. There's no doubt about it. We can hear you breathing rage, boom, boom. She is the gatekeeper. How do you launder the money you received to set up a private pedophile operation without exchanging any actual goods? Think consulting. She posted this, guys, and the other picture that's here is supposedly this is the Twitter caption. It says, from security cameras or rooms beneath Epstein's island occult temple, right image, close up of a camera, 10 nude people sitting around tables, notice human head hanging off the central table on the right. It's a terrible picture, guys, but the things that we know that were going on there were satanic cult rituals, cannibalism, sex orgies with children, and just having sex with underage girls who were drugged. So that's just to give you a snapshot of some of the disturbing things. And I know this stuff's disturbing, but this is how big this stuff is, guys. It's absolutely crazy. So obviously, I wanted to show you, to set that up, show you who Epstein is if you guys have no idea who this is. And right away, I posted, I think Sunday morning, I made a post on my Facebook, which I don't need to show you guys. I'll just explain it. I knew, being so well versed in this, in this environment, and being with the group of people that I'm with and the followers that we have, we knew the media and others were going to attack Trump. We could see it coming from a mile away. We knew that Trump had some kind of relationship with Epstein, but it was very, very mild. Very mild. And we knew people were going to try to bring up pictures. They're going to bring up quotes. Anything they could to tie up Trump with this guy. And right away, I went to defense mode to shut down these stupid trolls that were coming. And I pulled up this article. Fusion GPS tried and failed to link Trump to Jeffrey Epstein. Now, guys, remember, Fusion GPS was also the ones that tried to tie Trump to Russia in the 2016 election campaign, and failed as well. As we all know about, the Mueller report was a big nothing burger. So what we have here in this article, it says, opposition research firm Fusion GPS tried and failed to find evidence of a close relationship between then candidate Donald Trump and billionaire Jeffrey Epstein, whose Lolita Express private jet ferried powerful clients to his private island called Little St. James. While trying to tie Trump to Epstein in an attempt to push the narrative to at least two reporters, Glenn Simpson of Fusion GPS, the firm behind the unsubstantiated Trump-Russia dossier, which I just mentioned, found that the Trump-Epstein link appears purely social, according to the Washington Times, which writes journalist sources told the Washington Times that Fusion founder Glenn Simpson pushed the idea of a close relationship between Mr. Trump and Epstein. Guys, right here, Glenn Simpson pushed the idea of a close relationship between Mr. Trump and Epstein. We knew this was going to happen because the mainstream media will use anything they possibly can to slander Trump and to bring him down. And we know it's not going to work. But here's what Mr. Silverstein wrote. Mr. Silverstein, who wrote to Vice.com story, was asked by the Washington Times if Fusion pushed the Epstein-Trump story. Since you asked, yes. Again, Vice, huge Vice, Vice. Huge fake news media company. They're another one. Since you asked, yes, they helped me with that, Mr. Silverstein said. But as you can see, I cannot make a strong case for Trump being super close to Epstein, so they could hardly have been thrilled with that story. Of course they weren't thrilled. That was the best story written about Trump ties to Epstein, but I failed to nail him. Trump's ties were mild compared to Bill Clinton's. And guys, I've looked at the flight logs for the Lolita Express, which again was Epstein's private jet that he would carry his buddies back and forth from the States or wherever to the island. Bill Clinton was on there 20 times, and guess who else? None other than Hillary Clinton went on there 6 separate times. What a surprise. What were they doing there? I don't know. So I just want you guys to realize too, some of the things that we were prepared for as far as, people that were ready to defend, to get this shut down these narratives of fake news. Trump, I don't know what year it was. It was I don't know when it was, but whatever. Trump and Epstein was at one of Trump's clubs, the Mar-a-Lago. And Trump had banned him from Mar-a-Lago because Epstein at the time was hitting on a 14-year-old girl, sexually assaulted her, and he banned him from his club. And not only that, I'm gonna find it here. I'll show you guys that video in a second. Where is it? I had a whole list of it. I might not be able to find it now, but it's okay. I'm so excited, guys. Like, there's so much shit going on right now. But yeah, Trump banned Epstein from from his private club when he found that out. Not only that, Trump has never, his name has never come up on the Lolita Express, not once. Not in the flight log. He's never been to that. It's a pedophile island. That's what it is. He's never been there. Not only that, let's look at this video here real quick of Clinton and Sean Hannity talking about Epstein.
Bill Clinton. Nice guy. Got a lot of problems coming up, in my opinion, with the famous island with Jeffrey Epstein. A lot of problems. Bill Clinton.
A lot of problems. He said this years ago, guys. Years ago. Trump knows. Trump absolutely knows who these guys are. Before, when he was just a regular old citizen, when he was doing his real estate thing, he knew these guys. A lot of them share the same company, but Trump was always an observer. He never actually went to the island. He never did any of that stuff. He always was an observer sitting back. There was another article that I read that he would never drink. He didn't do drugs at these parties, but he knew a lot of these people were around. They're trying to get influence over each other. You know, everyone has money, so they could get, you know, just they want to be in these circles of power. And Trump was an observer, and he knew all these people, so he knows a lot more than what he's saying, especially about the Clintons. So you have that. And again, here's an article that I found on, where is it? Fox. Billionaire sex offender Epstein once claimed he co-founded Clinton Foundation. And right here, attorneys for convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein touted his close friendship with Bill Clinton and even claimed the billionaire helped start Clinton's controversial family foundation in 2007, aimed to boost his image during his plea negotiations. Again, Epstein got nailed in 2008. He was trying to get favor with the Clintons to help, you know, get his punishment reduced. Epstein spent 13 months in prison in home detention after agreeing to a plea deal in which he admitted to soliciting an underage girl for prostitution. So guys, that's what his lawyers got. I spoke about this earlier. They got him on a lower charge, and this is what he got. Basically a slap on the wrist for what he could have gotten. Mr. Epstein was part of the original group that conceived the Clinton Global Initiative, which is described as a project bringing together a community of global leaders to devise and implement innovative solutions to some of the world's most pressing challenges. And guys, if you can actually go online and look at a list of the people that are on this Clinton Global Initiative, and you'd be so shocked to find that a ton of them are actors, Hollywood actresses, and actors. This is all connected, boys and girls. All connected. The hedge fund magnate's true role in creating the foundation cannot be confirmed. Whether Epstein was an actual founder of the foundation or just exaggerated. Guys, I can tell you for sure these guys were sending money back and forth to each other. I mean, let's use some common sense. Some people thought Clinton was using it as a slush fund, and here's a picture of the log for the Lolita Express, and there you see right here, Bill Clinton for Secret Service. And guys, there's something else I found here. The International Consortium of Investigative Journalists, which obtained the data from the whistleblower, documented $81 million being routed from HSBC Swiss accounts to the Clinton Foundation, including money from Epstein. Epstein had various accounts totaling $3.5 million. The investigative reports group revealed, and in 2006 directed $25,000 to the Clinton Foundation. And that's what's just showing, guys. There had to be more money going from Epstein to Clinton. It's no doubt. Why would Bill go there 20 times, besides the fact that he was having sex with underage girls, most likely? And just another little quote here from the article. Flight logs obtained exclusively by Fox show the former president taking at least 26 trips around the world aboard the Lolita Express, even apparently ditching his Secret Service detail for at least 5 of the flights. Guys, why would he ditch his Secret Service? Can we please use common sense? He was doing disgusting, evil fucking things. And he didn't want his Secret Service, obviously, to see it. It's, again, this isn't rocket science. This is all coming to light. I know I sound excited today because I am. It's just huge. This is absolutely huge. So let's get into some other cool little tweets that I found. This is Christine Pelosi, Nancy Pelosi's daughter. And here she says, this Epstein case is horrific and the young woman deserves justice. It is quite likely that some of our faves are implicated, but we must follow the facts and let the chips fall where they may, whether on Republicans or Democrats. Guys, she said right here, it is quite likely that some of our faves are implicated, but we must follow the facts. Who is she talking about? We don't know. We can only assume. It's the Clintons and God knows who else that we already have a strong sense that they're fucking disgusting pedophiles. But, you know, one can only wonder at this point. But yes, that actually happened. Let's see here. This was the other article that I found on Christine Pelosi. What do I have here? Let's see. Again, it was unclear exactly who Pelosi was referring to, but Epstein has a long connected with high-profile figures, including Britain's Prince Andrew. That's another one I didn't mention. Britain's Prince Andrew, who was on the logs, and former President Bill Clinton. There's the video again of Trump talking about, you know, Epstein Island. I don't think I got anything else on here that I already went over. And no. Alright, let's see. And was this today? Yes, this was earlier today. Clinton Library refuses to hand over information on Bill Clinton's ties to Jeffrey Epstein. Guys, not a surprise, obviously. This is a terrible, terrible look. This is deep state on the fence. On the fucking fence. They're going to fight tooth and nail to protect themselves, but it's all done. They're done now. They're absolutely done. Oh, here's the list I was looking for. Just to recap, because the trolls did come out in force over the weekend. You can see it on my own Facebook, and you guys, you gotta follow me on Twitter. I'm all over Twitter as much as I can when I get home from work, and it's a fun follow. Let me clarify for the idiots who think Trump is friends with Epstein. Trump banned him from life from Mar-a-Lago for sexually assaulting a 14-year-old girl. Trump has never been to Lolita Island, and Trump voluntarily gave a statement to the police after Epstein's arrest, and I actually have a video of this guy talking, it looks like, let's see here, Attorney Bradley Edwards actually about this and actually talking about Trump being the only one that wanted to come forward against Epstein. Let's give this a look.
Now, just one more question on that document, and this goes to the more salacious rumors, but I would like you to just, whatever you can say on it. Obviously, our current president has had relationships with Epstein in the past, and there are those, Katie Johnson and maybe other victims who have accused Trump of being involved in things like this. In my experience, Trump supporters will not listen to anything along those lines. Obviously, we're not a court of law here right now, but are those claims of that case was dropped? It was dropped before it went to court. In your opinion, as a lawyer and your experience, is there anything you can say as to the validity of those claims, or whether or not there will be any more about that?
Nothing at all. The only thing that I can say about President Trump is that he is the only person who, in 2009, when I served a lot of subpoenas on a lot of people, or at least gave notice to some pretty connected people that I wanted to talk to them, he is the only person who picked up the phone and said, let's just talk, I'll give you as much time as you want, I'll tell you what you need to know, and was very helpful in the information that he gave, and gave no indication whatsoever that he was involved in anything untoward whatsoever, but had good information that checked out and that helped us, and that we didn't have to take a deposition of him.
That was in 2009?
That was in 2009. So,
do you know if there's any truth to James Patterson's claims that Trump kicked Epstein out of Mar-a-Lago?
I've definitely heard that.
Yeah.
I definitely heard that. I don't know that it was Trump himself as opposed to a manager there.
Trump's club, so
yeah,
people credit him.
Trump. I've heard the rumor that Epstein was kicked out of there for allegedly trying to pick up somebody's daughter or something like that. But I think I did chase that down as far as I could and never was able to confirm it. But I heard.
I'm on the same boat with that. And just as far as Mar-a-Lago, that's where Virginia Roberts was kind of brought into the whole scheme, right? Via
That's where she was recruited.
Yeah, absolutely. So,
That's where she was recruited and brought to Jeffrey Epstein's house. So
There you go, guys. Trump was the only one that wanted to come forth and bring his knowledge that actually checked out and actually helped this lawyer. So all this shit that you're hearing from mainstream media that's going to be coming still, not many of them have reported on this, by the way. Only maybe one or two of them. I don't even know who they are because it doesn't fucking matter who they are. I'm fired up, guys. I'm sorry. Try not to curse so much, but we were prepared for the shills and trolls to come out to try to tie Trump to all this garbage, and it's just, it doesn't pan out. The narratives are completely fake. And right here, and he doesn't have to confirm, we all know he confirmed he was banned from that club. And that is Trump's club for exactly that. And he was coming forward in 2009 against Epstein. So moving on, we can bury that stupid fucking narrative right now. This is nothing. Okay, that was nothing here. All right, so just to show you guys, I've showed you guys tons of Q posts, but I just want you guys to see how far back Q has been talking about this. Epstein buried tunnels under the temple, and I'm going to show you here. I gotta find the picture. I'll find it. Here it is. Here we go. So this has a nickname as well, the Temple of Orgy Island. This is the temple that Epstein built. This is where a lot of the disgusting pedophile stuff, the satanic stuff, cannibalism stuff happened. There's an entrance to looks like an underground, part of this island, and it's just, this stuff is disgusting. But this is just a picture of, guys, what this temple looks like. It's super strange. And again, Hollywood actors have been here. They're gonna get exposed. They're all panicking right now, and I can tell you, it's gonna be so great when justice is served. But this is the tunnels and the dungeon that Q is referring to here. So it says, why is Epstein spending $29 million to bury the tunnels underneath his temple on Epstein Island? Problem: phones were allowed in. These people are stupid. So obviously, people were being allowed with their phones. People were taking pictures. That couldn't get out. They're gonna hide this shit. They're not gonna let anyone get out about this. And he buried the tunnels. Guys, this was back on April 3rd of 2018 that Q was talking about Epstein. We're gonna go to post 1055, April 6, 2018. Epstein's plane. Who is she? Follow friends. Friends lead to others. Open source Q. And here's Rachel Chandler with Bill Clinton on the Lolita Express. This is his private jet, everybody. Moving on. Which one in here? 3050 and 3131. Sex trafficking is real. Here's a picture of, looks like Tony Podesta, Bill Clinton. I can't remember these two other guys here, but it says, with the rich and powerful influence the court to prevent the unsealing. Follow the attorney. Who took the picture? Who is located behind the camera? Sex trafficking is real. This is another picture of the temple that's on Epstein's Island. This is not just about sex trafficking. Will the rich and powerful influence the court to prevent the unsealing? The Tale of Two. Sex resort, non-temple resort only. Trafficked and drugged underage girls. Occult worship of evil. It says temple in brackets class 1-99. Haiti with an arrow. Pray for the victims. March 13th, 2019 and March 20th, 2019. Guys, Q knew all along what was going on. And I'm just going to show you just a few more. Security cam footage of Epstein Island Dungeon. Epstein Island Dungeon beneath the temple. Sex and torture rooms. Openly flaunt across social media. Untouchable. And guys, just to go back real quick, if I can find it, talking about out in the open, Rachel Chandler, her Instagram. Here's all the pictures. Bedrooms, sex dungeons, torture rooms, God knows only what. This is what Q is talking about. Untouchable. These people are not untouchable anymore, guys. They are not. 3156. Ray Chandler equals Allison Mack. Nexium sex trafficker times 100. Guys, Q is talking about this case with Epstein. Rachel Chandler is going to be a key person in this. And I already described in my other video about Nexium. I have a whole video about it. Allison Mack was the key recruiter for the women that were turned into sex slaves. Q has stated back on March 20th that Ray Chandler is times 100. This is what I'm saying, guys. This is a bomb. This is a MOAB. This is something that's going to shock everybody, and I don't think people realize really how important all this is and how big this is. Q post 1832. Where is it here? Reread drops. Haiti. At some point, it will not be safe for them to walk down the street. Pure evil. How many in Washington and those around the world in power worship the devil? Conspiracy, fake news, the world is watching. Guys, with Epstein in custody now, he is bound to throw some names under the bus, and This is the plan. This is why the Patriots chose Trump and vetted Trump to be the president, and it worked. He is going to take down and expose these people to the public in such a way that the people are going to see what is really going on in this world and who these players are. And Q has stated they are doing this because they will never allow what has happened ever again. And just in my last video, I talked about Hillary Clinton. She canceled her keynote speech in October or November for cybersecurity defense. And guys, that's not a coincidence. These people are not going to want to be in the public eye. Everyone knows Bill Clinton's been on this plane to Epstein Island. And it's just the beginning. It's just the beginning. And don't be surprised if you're going to see more suicides in the news. And don't be surprised if you're going to see some of these people getting all these sicknesses and illnesses that came out of nowhere. I'm just calling it right now. Just a heads up. You're gonna see it. It's a script. This is what they do. And guys, just today, as I was getting ready to do this video, Q dropped today at 5:58. What happens when those who held positions of power and influence no longer pull the strings? What happens when blackmail no longer works? Do you become a liability? H in brackets over CDI. And guys, the QAnons, they're going to be dissecting this, and hopefully we're going to get more information. These letters, obviously, they all mean something, and the Anons are gonna figure out what these are. They always do. They're the masters at researching, and the information is going to get out to us, and we're going to send it to everybody. That's what I'm doing here. That's why I started all this. I was red-pilled again probably, I don't know, 8-9 months ago now. I've woken up, and I'm trying to help you guys and others to see what's really going on behind the scenes. So that's my video today, guys. I just covered this topic because this could very well be the biggest story of the year. And don't forget, we still have FISA D-Class coming and the IG report still to come. And we thought that was going to be coming out months ago. It hasn't happened yet. I know I'm not anymore going to say, hey, it's coming, guys. It's going to be any day now. We don't know. We're going to let that drop. But guys, the timing of all this with Epstein and the FISA D-Class that's still coming and the IG report, it's going to totally blow the public away. It's going to allow Trump. I can't see how he loses in 2020. I really can't, especially with this stuff coming out. This is all the plan, guys. This is the plan, and this is why we call it the Great Awakening. You guys are seeing it in real time, and I'm hopefully able to show you what I'm seeing, and hopefully good content. But yeah, guys, that's what I wanted to show you today. There's going to be more developments on this. There's definitely going to be more episodes on this. This is just the beginning. But I wanted you guys to see this. There's some other stories I want to get into, but I'll do a later episode on it, especially about Trump attacking the Fed and how Pence had his flight change over that was supposed to go to New Hampshire. We think that's related to something that happened out in Russia with the submarine, and there's a story about that submarine about how something very catastrophic could have almost happened that would have screwed up the entire planet. But that's a story I'm going to get into hopefully in the next 2 days. But hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Like and subscribe. Share this with everybody that you know. If they need to be red-pilled, they can watch my videos. You guys can message me. You can email me, all that good stuff. And yeah, enjoy the rest of your night and stay woke.